It's morning. You're already tired. Your child refuses to get ready for school. You say calmly, "Please hurry up." No response. You say it again, louder this time. Still nothing. Then suddenly, you snap. "Why don't you ever listen?" Your child freezes, eyes wide, silent. And in that moment, something changes. Not just in their behavior, but inside their mind. Now here's the strange part. In some homes, children listen. Without shouting, without punishment. They follow rules calmly, almost naturally. So what's the difference? Is it the child? Or is it something the parents are doing differently? There is a hidden method, a way of parenting that builds discipline without fear. And most parents have never even heard of it. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what that method is and why it works so powerfully on a child's mind. Let's be honest, parenting is not easy. You try your best, but some days it feels impossible. Like when your child throws a tantrum in public, you feel all eyes on you and your only instinct is to stop it fast. Or when they keep asking for your phone again and again, even after you've said no. And eventually, you give in just to get some peace. Or those moments at night, you're exhausted. You just want them to sleep, but they keep jumping, talking, ignoring you. And slowly, your patience disappears. You raise your voice, you threaten, you punish. And yes, sometimes it works. For a moment. But deep inside, you feel something isn't right because the same problems keep coming back again and again. And you start to wonder, am I doing something wrong? Why doesn't my child just listen? If you've ever felt this, you're not alone. But what if I told you the problem is not your child? It's something much deeper, something most parents never realize. Let's slow down for a moment and look inside your child's mind. Imagine your child's brain like a soft sponge. Everything you say, everything you do, it gets absorbed. Not just your words, but your tone, your emotions, your reactions. Now here's something powerful. Your child does not learn from what you tell them. They learn from what they see you do. They are like a mirror. If you react with anger, they learn anger. If you shout, they learn shouting. If you stay calm, they slowly learn calmness. But there's more. Inside every child, there is something like an emotion tank. When this tank is full, they feel safe, they feel loved, they cooperate more. But when this tank is empty, even small things feel big to them. A simple no feels like rejection. A small mistake feels like failure. And that's when they resist. They ignore. They act out. Not because they are bad, but because they are overwhelmed. Now here's where it gets interesting. In many Japanese homes, parents don't focus on controlling the child. They focus on controlling the environment and their own behavior. They guide quietly. They repeat calmly. They model discipline instead of forcing it. And over time, the child doesn't just follow rules. They understand them. They internalize them. So discipline becomes natural, not forced. But most parents never learn this. And that's where things start to go wrong. Let's look at a simple moment. A child spills water on the floor. What usually happens? Parent: "Why are you so careless?" Child freezes. Or worse, child: "It was an accident." Parent: "Stop arguing." Now the situation becomes bigger, not because of the mistake, but because of the reaction. Here's another one. You ask your child to stop using the phone. Child: "1 more minute." Parent: "No, give it now." Child holds tighter. You pull it away. They cry. You get angry. And suddenly, it becomes a power battle. But here's the truth. When you use control, your child learns resistance. When you use fear, your child learns to hide, not to improve. Many parents believe strict discipline builds strong children, but in reality, it often builds fear, distance, and silent rebellion. And the most dangerous part, you don't see the damage immediately. Because on the outside, the child may still obey, but inside, something very different is growing. Now let's talk about what most parents never see: the hidden damage. It doesn't happen in one day. It happens slowly, quietly, like a crack in glass that keeps spreading. At first, your child listens out of fear. They become quiet. They stop arguing. And you may think, finally, they're learning. But inside, something else is happening. Their confidence starts to shrink. They begin to think, what if I make a mistake again? What if I get shouted at? So instead of trying, they start avoiding. Instead of expressing, they start hiding. Now fast forward a few years. That same child struggles to speak up, feels anxious in small situations, gets angry suddenly, or shuts down completely. Why? Because they never learned how to handle emotions. They only learned how to suppress them. And here's the hardest part to accept. Sometimes, the distance you feel with your child later starts with these small moments today. Moments when they needed understanding but received anger. Moments when they needed guidance but felt controlled. And slowly, the connection weakens. They stop sharing, they stop trusting, not because they don't love you, but because they don't feel safe. And once that emotional safety is gone, discipline becomes even harder, because now you're not just teaching behavior, you're trying to rebuild connection. So what can you do instead? Let's keep it simple and real. First, lower your voice, not your authority. Next time your child makes a mistake, pause, take a breath, and say, let's fix this together. This builds trust, not fear. Second, repeat calmly instead of reacting loudly. Children don't ignore you, they are still learning. So instead of shouting once, say it gently, again and again. Consistency teaches discipline, not anger. Third, control the environment, not the child. If screen time is a problem, don't just say no. Set a routine. Same time every day, same rule, no negotiation. This removes the daily battle. Fourth, be the example. If you want calm children, show calmness. If you want respect, speak respectfully, because your child is always watching, even when you think they're not. And finally, fill their emotional tank. Spend small moments together. Listen without interrupting. Hug them. Say, I understand. These small actions create big emotional security. And when a child feels safe, they naturally become more cooperative. Not because they have to, but because they want to. Now let's go back to that moment. The morning, the shouting, the silence in your child's eyes. What was really happening there? Here's the truth. Discipline is not built through control. It is built through connection. That's the hidden method. The reason some children listen without shouting, without punishment, is not because they are better. It's because they feel safe. They feel understood. They feel connected. And when a child feels that, they don't just follow rules. They trust you. And that trust is what creates real discipline. Not fear, not pressure, but respect from the inside. So now ask yourself, when your child doesn't listen, do you try to control them or do you try to connect with them? And more importantly, starting today, will you choose fear or connection? If this made you think, if this felt a little too real, then maybe this is the moment something changes.